So let's talk now about why you'd keep a site or why you'd sell it. Well, I would keep a site if it's got good long-term earning potential with minimum work. To give you an idea, I've got a number of AdSense sites. Some of these, they rank well. I've done a lot of work on them. And they earn a good income with no work. I mean, some of these sites I've not updated for 2 years, yet they still bring in, $4 or $5 a day. It may not sound a lot, but when you consider there's, 30 or 40 sites like that, that's a substantial sum of money. So if it's a good long-term earning potential with minimum work, go for it. Keep it. Because, I could sell, for example, one of these websites that says it earns me $5 a day regularly. It's been doing that for 2 years. So, 365 times 5. So, what's that? It's earning me, a couple of $1,000s a month, a year. That's not bad. But I could sell it, but to be honest, I'd probably only get a few hundred for it. That's a downside. People may not pay full potential. But it's much better for me to keep it and just keep, letting it keep earning for me, because it's bringing me a passive income. So from these sites, every single month, I earn a decent sum of money. What I tend to do with website flipping is when I find a hot niche, I will typically create myself a site. I'll market that. I'll create one or maybe even more to flip in that niche if it's a profitable niche. I'll create one, sell it, and then maybe create another one using different content. So, that's another choice that you can make. It's always worth keeping it if it's something you're passionate about as well. Now, I've got a site that gets several thousand visitors a day. It doesn't earn me a fortune, but it earns me some money. And I've had some fairly high offers for that site, but I've never sold it because it's something I'm really passionate about. I really love the content. I love the interaction with my customers and visitors. So I'm never going to sell that site, even though I could get sort of tens of thousands of dollars for it. But if it's something you're passionate about, a blog that's your hobby or whatever, then you don't need to sell it. If you want one to sell, create another one. If it's something you're passionate about, keep it. Another reason to keep a site is to build value while the site matures. Now, I tend to keep my sites, if I'm selling them, I try to keep them between sort of 1 and 3 months, sometimes even 6 months, depending upon my strategy for the site. But what I'll do is I'll be constantly marketing that site, building traffic, selling it, getting the traffic up so that we can earn from it. So that when I sell it, the earnings are maximums. In the meantime, of course, the site's earning, and what's that doing? That's giving me some good income. I may keep a site because I want to get it to rank higher, so that when it comes to selling it, it's got more traffic and it's worth more money. I may also keep a site because it may have more value later on, nearer to a specific season or event. So for example, in February I might start building Christmas sites, and then in sort of September time I'd start selling them. I'd start getting them ranked well, and then September people start thinking, right, Christmas is coming, let's start getting some sites together. I sell it then. You start the Super Bowl sites a few months beforehand, and about a month or two before you'd sell it. If there's a big presidential election coming up, you start a site on that before it all happens, and then sell it as it starts to happen. I could sell, for example, I could sell a Christmas site in February, for example, but I'm not going to earn a lot of money from it. If I want to maximise its earning potential, we're looking at selling it sort of September, October, maybe even November time. It's like camper vans, the VW camper vans, the hippie mobiles. I love those things. But you know what? If I try and buy one in the spring, it will cost me twice what it would cost me in the autumn. If I go in the autumn, when everyone's had the holiday season, I thought, I've got to get rid of this damn van now, I can pick it up for a pittance. But if I go in the summer, in the spring, where everyone's going, it's holiday time, we want a van to go away in, it's going to cost me a fortune. Same with your websites. If you sell them round about the right time for a season, you can maximise your earnings. So why would you sell a site? Well, firstly, you need the cash. You might sell the site because something's happened that you need the cash. Maybe your car's died, you've lost your job, maybe you need some new furniture, you've had an unexpected bill, or medical bills, or whatever it might be. But if you need some cash, then you can start selling some of your portfolio. And this is why it's called virtual real estate. Is you build it up, you send it, traffic to it, you start earning from it, and then if you need to, you can start divesting yourself, dumping your websites and earning from it. Same if I had real estate investments. If I had a dozen houses and I was renting them all out and they were earning me money, and suddenly I thought, right, I've got a real financial problem. Right, I'll just sell a house. I'd sell a house. I've lost a bit of monthly income, but I've got the cash injection I need to survive. The other reason is you may want to capitalise on the value of a website. So, I may sell it for 10 times the monthly earnings, but I could wait 10 months to realise that earnings and work for that 10 months on the site. Or I could say, you know what, I want out, I just want the earnings now. So you could walk away with the money now. And when you're selling the site, you've got to tell people why you're selling it. If you need the cash and there's a problem, tell them. And just say, you don't have to go into details and give them the sob story, but just say, I've had a unexpected financial emergency and require some cash, therefore I'm selling some of my websites. Or you could say, well, I build websites as a business, or whatever it might be. It could be a part of your online business. And if it is, when you're selling a site, just say, I create sites specifically to sell. People won't have a problem with that. If you don't say why you're selling it, everyone's going to go, why is he selling that site? Particularly if it's earning. I've seen people that are selling sites that are earning thousands of dollars a month, and the first question everyone asks is, why? Why are you selling a site that's earning you $2,500 a month? And that most of the time people will go, I don't want to run it anymore, I'm bored of it, or I just want to sell it, that's what I do for a living. Or they say, well, I want to capitalise on the value of the site and work on other projects. You've got to tell people why. So it may be that you got bored with it. Maybe you've been running a community or a forum or whatever it might be and just thought, you know what, I've had enough, I want to change. I want to move into other business opportunities. Hey, maybe even other business opportunities have come up and you need some investment capital, and that's why you're selling a site. It may be that the site is too time consuming as well. If I've got a site that's taking me 4 or 5 hours a day to administer and run, do I really want to do that? No. I'd like to sell it so I can maximise the earnings and let someone else spend the 4 or 5 hours a day. So those are some of the reasons why you may want to sell a site. The final reason is you may want to focus your site portfolio. I might have a dozen sites in the weight loss niche, for example, and may say, well, half of these sites, well, they're not earning big bucks. Let's sell them off. I'll sell them off, someone else can have them, and I'll focus on my core sites that are earning me the money. I mean, big companies do this all the time. They sell off a load of their assets and focus on their core expertise. So that might be why you want to do it. But whatever the reason you want to sell the site, when you advertise it for sale, make sure you tell people why you're selling it. And that way, they'll feel much more comfortable in making the purchase.